started.
Alessandro from Brazil. It starts off with e4. Let's try e5, see what we get. Knight f3, knight c6. Looks like a normal opening so far. Bishop c4. Nope, not a normal opening. So maybe I can play d5 immediately, since he didn't play anything attacking or threatening the center. I can counterattack in the center. He can develop his knight with tempo, yeah. So maybe this wasn't too well considered. And then where does my queen really want to go? Queen here. The route back via c7 there is blocked by the pawn. Yeah, I'll just drop back. I've got an open center, and I've got an e-pawn in the center, so and he's got a couple of tempos, so maybe I'm not doing too bad. I could have pinned that knight. Maybe that's the way to play it. Let's back up just a second to look at that position. Yeah, queen here. I could have played bishop here. That would have forced an exchange, but I wouldn't have had to retreat my pieces then. Oh well. That exchange helps me, right? It gives me the bishop pair. I see, he's just going to take it away again. I'm going to keep the bishop pair. I could consider castling and playing f5 and chase that knight away. And I have to be careful about the light squared diagonal here, but there's not an immediate threat. Ah, he retreated. So I think Alessandro has helped me out here because that was a wasted move to go there and then retreat. So now what? Probably continue developing. Queen to d7, rook d8 is my idea here. To support maybe even knight d4 is an interesting move. And he's going to undermine the center. Yeah, that makes sense. Try and knock out my e-pawn. So if I take, he has to take back with the rook. And I know there's a skewer here on hitting the knight, but the knight is defended. So I think still just rook d8 and knight to d4 is my idea. Unless there's something here I am missing. I can still play f5 here to chase that knight away if it gets annoying. Okay, so bishop takes, he's got queen takes, rook takes. There's some clever trick. Oh well, I have f5 here, right? There is a clever trick, and not that hard to spot. So if he can move the knight with tempo, he's got that move, but I can just take it. Otherwise, I think he's going down a piece here. Ah, counterattack. Yeah, that's good. But after I move the knight, with or without tempo, he's still got a problem, right? The fork is still there. So I just retreat the knight. A counterattack can be a good idea, but you need to arrange it so that it gets one of your pieces out of trouble if you can. You don't see any way out, right? If he doubles on the F file, that won't matter because my F8 point is still adequately defended. No particularly great moves with the knight. Yeah, so he retreats the bishop. And I should take the knight before he retreats that too. And he's got to take here.
Check.
Oh, he could take there first. He's got to take here with check to to cure the fact that this rook is not defended. Ah, that works. That works. So I have a check here, but he can block with the pawn. I can line up. I can just line up on the F file. And let's see. Now the check. Pawn here. Knight takes. Pawn takes. Yeah, it's still no good, huh? I don't have to take. I give the check. He plays the pawn forward, and then I can even leave the bishop there because it's pinned against his queen. But I don't see any point in doing that. Let's see. So probably just bishop back to d6 if it wasn't there already. It's a good square hitting the king side over here. And maybe queen h6 and rook takes knight, and then taking on h2 is a plan. There's also knight e5 to disrupt this knight. Yes, that controls the e5 square. Let's see what he does about this idea, though. Rook takes, pawn takes, queen here, check. Oh, he's got rook to there, defended by the knight. Let's see, can I move the knight with tempo? Knight takes. I mean, rook takes knight, rook takes queen. If I had a killer move, I could play that, but I don't. Okay, so the knight might be coming into here or there. Let's go here and bring my knight around. Knight to knight e7 to f5. That's the way to get my knight in the game. He's got this extra pawn over here on the king side, queen side. He's got this extra pawn here in the center, really. Gives him some influence, makes my maneuvering a bit more complicated. Let's think about this. Maybe here. It's a bit more active. I still want to support the knight coming out. And queen is not getting chased from that square. So now knight to g6 or f5. Probably g6 so I don't block the f file. And then from g6 it can drop into f4 if he just retreats the knight. Aha, well, that's interesting. He's lining up on h7. So knight takes, queen takes, defends h7. But if the knight goes somewhere else, here maybe, or there, I have knight to f4. But actually knight to f5 might have been a problem there, blocking my view of the h7 pawn. I have to look at that in the postmortem. It's interesting how you have an advantage, but your opponent can always play tricks. So he's attacking my queen, I'm attacking his queen. I take, he's got to take, and I can retreat. He can exchange. Yeah, this is just an exchange. It's not winning any material. And now he can retreat the knight, or he can trade for one of my minor pieces, but that'll leave me still a piece up. And eventually, with enough force off, the tricks run out, and I should have a game I can win. Yeah, he keeps the force on. Logical way to play. So that's defended. Let's get a rook active. Maybe rook to e2, and then maybe take on b2 or double on the second rank here. So if I play knight to e4, it's kind of like a double attack. I'm hitting his knight, which is undefended, and I'm hitting his rook. I'm just trying to force some exchanges here. He can take a pawn here. He probably should just take the pawn with his knight. He can't take with the rook because I'll win a piece, but he could take with the knight. And then I could trade off this guy. Yeah.
Check.
So he's got 2 pawns for the piece now. And can I do anything about it? He's got to move. He's got 3 squares he can go to, but I covered a number of his retreat squares here. So maybe I can trap the knight. Rook to a6. And how's the knight getting out? This square is covered, this square is covered, this square is covered. Yeah. So that forces an exchange of the rook or a loss of a piece. Aha, counterattacking the knight. Okay, can I move the knight with tempo? Yes, I can. I can go here with check. Go here with check. If I move the knight away, actually his knight can escape. So I just will take his knight. And then I'll take the the h-pawn. So I'm only 1 pawn down, and I have a piece, so should be winning. Okay, the pawns are even, and now I just got to round up these pawns. Okay, I don't want to trade pawns off if I can help it. So let's get my king into the game. Because I'll need a pawn to win. A rook and bishop against a rook is actually a draw. So I need those pawns. Alright, so he's threatening to win my bishop here. But my bishop still has squares to go to. So it's not really a threat to win the bishop. It's a threat to chase the bishop.
White resigns.
Okay, yeah, eventually I would find a way to win this. So hope you guys enjoyed that. I will upload this and do a postmortem. See y'all later. Bye.